flowers abound. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well.
Good morning, Unity. Is it happening? Yes, okay. Are y'all ready to rock and roll? Welcome to Unity Church of Bonnier, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Reverend Patty, and it is my joy and privilege to serve as the minister here with all of us together, ministering to one another and to this community. Whether this is your first time or your 100th time joining us, whether you're in person or online, we are grateful for your presence as we share in this special time together. We have come as part of love's divine purpose. Spirit has called us to be family together here. And so we celebrate the holy presence that it is within us and all around us that we call God. And in this spirit of community, we celebrate all spiritual and religious gatherings everywhere. We especially want to welcome anyone who is here for the first time. If that's you, please raise your hand and you will receive a welcome packet. And if you're online, we invite you to go to unitybonnier.org and discover all the events that are happening, and come on down and join us. Let's see. So, time for our funny story. So, there's a story in Hebrew Scriptures of Jericho, the Wall of Jericho, and Joshua, and there was a song I learned as a younger person called Joshua Fit the Battle of Jericho. So the Sunday school had taught many of these stories to her class. And so one Sunday morning she started up and said, okay, who tore down the wall of Jericho? And Billy said, well, it wasn't me. So he'd forgotten the lesson, and she thought, maybe I'll call his mom and see if they're talking about these stories at home. And she calls the mom and said, I asked this question in Sunday school, and Billy said, well, it wasn't me. And she said, well, he's a good boy, and if he told you that, you can believe it. So she's going, oh my goodness, I better call the father. So she calls the father and tells the same story, and he says, well, I don't want any trouble. Just tell me how much it costs, and I'll take care of it. Oh, so much for biblical literacy. All right, so I'm going to invite us to take a deep breath. And another one. Take a deep breath and release. And we allow ourselves simply to be here now. To allow all the stuff of the morning and the weekend to fall away and move into our heart space and become aware of this oneness of which we all partake, this one power, this one love, and just let it wash over us. And allow this oneness to help us feel the love we are, know the light we are, know the truth of our being. And then as we do that, we bring into this circle of love and light all those whose names are in our prayer box, and the members of our community who are going through some stuff. We hold Jennifer, Teresa, Thelma, Gail, Silas, Taylor, and Ethan, Edwina, Kathy, and Margot in the midst of this beautiful, light, and ever-expressing life. And if you have someone in your family of beloveds that you would like to add, you may say their name now silently or out loud. We just allow ourselves to remember that as we name and visualize these loved ones, we are remembering the truth of their being as well, that divinity is expressing in and through them. And there is no circumstance or no need that is bigger than this presence that is living and breathing them. And we keep on expanding our embrace to include our city, our country, and all the other countries around the world, especially places where there is an expression of violence and fear. We hold them in this light in which there is no room for separation. And we see the images of children from around the world. This one human family, which each of us is an expression, these faces lit up with joy and innocence and purity. And we hold for them a world in which they grow up, where they are valued and honored, and they get to express the truth of who they are. And as we get ready to close, we allow ourselves to move into raising our vibration even higher and thinking of those things for which we are appreciative and grateful. Just allow that to run across your mind and allow that vibration to raise up. And please join with me in saying together 3 times, I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. And now we have our statement of truth. Please join with me. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the omnipotent good. And now we have one of our newest members. Benjamin is going to come up front and do a heart share with us. So what a special moment. Would you rather hold it or have it on the mic stand? Okay. You push it down there. There we go.
Hello, is this thing on? Okay. Hey, Unity. How are we doing today? Good morning. I feel so blessed and grateful and incredibly nervous to be up here in front of you today. Just on Thursday, I believe Reverend Patty came up to me in the garden and asked, "What'd you ask me again? What am I here? What am I talking about?" It says I'm doing a heart share, so I'm just gonna speak from the heart about why I'm here and how being here makes me feel. First of all, thank you all so much for being here, because this would be a little bit easier, but also a little bit weirder if I was speaking to this empty room. But unity, what is unity? It's this building, it's a worldwide ministry, but it's the people that are here and the messages that we hear from our beloved Reverend every Sunday, and it's the power to just be, I think. I'll tell you, I'll say it again, I am a little nervous to be up here. You might see me shaking. But I'm going to get over it because I can just cancel it, right? That's something I can do. I can just cancel that nervousness, that feeling. I can just breathe. Oh my goodness. How grateful that we have a church where we can just meditate every Sunday. That was beautiful. My first time here, it was the Love in Action Fair, so I was kind of inundated with a lot of different information all at once, but one of the most amazing things that I saw was just that we got to just be and breathe. It's not, oh, I'm gonna read the Bible at you for 2.5 hours, and no, it's like, that's just not what we do here. It's smiles, it's songs, it's just peace and love, and that's been really transformative for me, and I'm sure for a lot of you as well. If you could have seen me last year, I don't think you would have recognized that person. My mom would say I was doing a lot of acting a fool. Just a lot of foolishness that I can't even share on this stage. But since I've been here, I've felt the transformative powers of unity, and I'm so grateful. I feel so blessed to be in front of you all here today. Thank you, Reverend Patty, for allowing me to share. At first, I thought I was just going to share my bio, which is out in the hall, which I'll share a little excerpt from there. I am thankful for this building and all of its people. There is so much love underneath of this steeple. This is a special church. That much is very true. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful for you. If you want to read the whole thing, it's out there. It should be set to music, and it's a whole rap, but I didn't want to bore you with that today. How am I doing? How much more time do I got? Okay. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to share. Just that I couldn't do this without all of you. This is really so amazing that we get to come together, all of us. And everyone watching at home, thank you for being here. This is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. I think it's time for us all to stand and sing together. One, two, three, four. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up, shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
Good morning, Unity.
Good morning.
My name's Jim Lakin, and I wear a few different hats around here. So, hi, Barbie. So now it's time for our transformational opportunities, and we have coming up on Friday, the 23rd, come and experience a time of meditation, unconditional love, and a short healing session with the Giza Healing Sanctuary that takes place here in New Rock Hall. For more information, there are flyers on the table outside the sanctuary doors, or you could see Emily Pels. She would also have some information on that also. Next, I was supposed to call up Amy Fulcher Davis, but Amy is off taking a child to college. Woo! I was reflecting on that yesterday myself when I first went to college. It was an interesting trip that I took in my mind. So the fall season is almost upon us, which means the month of October is not far away. So Boo and Stu needs you. So come one, come all to the first organizational meeting, which is going to be next Sunday on the 25th. There's going to be pizza at the planning party, so you get fed. And it takes many souls to make light work of our October event there. So look forward to seeing you next Sunday, and Amy will be back then. Also in October, on Saturday the 5th, we'll hold the annual pet blessing with Reverend Phyllis Min. In addition to pet blessings, individuals or businesses who provide services or products for pets will have exhibits. So if you know somebody that might be interested in participating as a pet service product vendor, email or call Kim in the office there. No later than Monday, September 16th. All right, so next we come to the daily word, and our daily word for today is wholeness. I know I am whole, wondrously made, and a unique expression of the divine. But I cannot truly know wholeness if I become distracted by an experience of illness or thoughts of lack or limitation. I do not resist limiting thoughts. Instead, I let the light of divine understanding dissolve the darkness of spiritual ignorance. Remembering that divine life lives as me, I affirm my body's wholeness, even if I am experiencing illness. Growing awareness of the limitless flow of divine ideas reminds me of the limitless flow that I have access to, that I need and that I have and can experience a joyous and abundant life. As I say yes again and again to my true spiritual nature, my life becomes an ever unfolding demonstration of wholeness. Today's Bible reading is from Luke 11:36. If then your whole body is full of light, with no part of it in darkness, it will be as full of light as when a lamp gives you light with its rays. Our affirmation today, I'll say it once and then ask you to repeat it 3 times with me, please. As a divine being, I am whole. Together. As a divine being, I am whole. As a divine being, I am whole. As a divine being, I am whole. And now I think we got some more music here.
I'd like to take a minute just to introduce you to these beautiful souls that are joining us today. I'll start with our drummer who was invited by our guest singer. He came all the way from the West Coast to be with us today. And we're so glad he's here. His name is James Hanna, and seriously, he was visiting friends but came back for a wedding. But he plays with the group locally called The Mix. And where are you guys playing?
National Night Out.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So we'll just keep your eyes out for The Mix. And thank you so much for being with us. I didn't think we'd have a drummer today, and that just happened beautifully. Now I'd like to talk about this lovely soul right here who grew up in our church. I remember when she was yay small, and then she just kept growing and attending. And when she was a teenager, she represented our YOU group as a regional representative. And I knew the first time I heard her sing many years ago, she has talent. And she's a songwriter. She's recorded some songs and posted them online. Her stage name sometimes is Rosa Mira, but her name is Ashanti Jordan. She goes by either name, but that's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to let her singing speak for itself. And again, we are so blessed to have you here today.
Thank you. Take this fainted heart. Take these tainted hands. Wash me in your love. Come like grace again. Even when my strength is lost, I'll praise you. Even when I have no song, I'll praise you. Even when it's hard to find the words louder than I'll sing your praise. I will only sing your praise. Take this mountain weight. Take these ocean tears. Hold me through the trial. Come like hope again. Even when the fight seems lost, I'll praise you. Even when it hurts like hell, I'll praise you. Even when it makes no sense to sing louder than I'll sing your praise. I will only sing your praise. Whoa, I will only sing your praise. Oh God, I will only sing your praise. I will only sing your praise. And my heart burns only for you. You were all I want. And my soul waits only for you. And I will sing until a miracle comes. Lord, my heart burns only for you. You were all I want. Lord, my heart waits only for you. And I will sing until the miracle comes. Say I will only sing your praise. I will only sing your praise. Whoa, I will only sing your praise. Even when the morning comes, I'll praise you. Even when the fight is won, I'll praise you. Even when my time on earth is done, louder than I'll sing your praise. I will only sing your praise.
Ashanti Jordan.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker. A lot of you know her and are involved in maybe one of the classes that she's been giving here. Reverend Alva Pope she's a master communicator. She's a writer, a therapist who affectionately called the griefologist by those who are familiar with her work. Her passion for life has allowed her to work as a professional social worker and ordained minister or pastor. Alva established and developed Touchstone Counseling Services, where she provides outpatient therapy, psychosocial education, energy healing, and professional development. Reverend Alva believes that one good conversation can change your life. And she uses her gifts of quality time and compassion to engage in life-altering pursuits. So let's give it up for Reverend Alva.
Good morning, Unity. How are you all doing today? Good. Ashe. All right, so today we're going to talk about staying on the path, right? Staying on the path, and I'm just like, what are we talking about, Alva? What's going on? And for those who have heard it, even getting this out was messy, but I'll just tell the truth and shame the errors. How about that? And we've been studying this book called The 12 Gifts, right? And it's amazing. The 12 powers is what Unity thrives on. And I've read a lot of books about the 12 powers, being introduced to it. And I was awestruck just by the concept of the 12 powers versus the 12 disciples. And I got really excited until I found this book, or this book found me. And excitement is not the word. I don't have a word. When I find it, I'll tell you, but I don't have one. This book single-handedly has changed the way I think. The way I think. And so I'm going to hope that it'll do the same for you. I want to dedicate what I'm about to talk about to this little person right here named Bird. I want y'all to see her. Look at her. And I don't know her, but I just saw her. And I just saw her when Ashanti was singing. And I don't know how many of you saw her, but she was standing with sticks, like she was playing the drums. And I thought to myself, that's why we're here, period. That's why I'm here. So I'm going to share some stuff, and then I'm going to tie it all together, and I hope it makes sense to you the way I think it makes sense to me. That's not always the case because there's so much going on. But I'm going to share a narrative with you all today, a couple of narratives, and the first one I want to share is pretty provocative, and it's about me. So he told you all these things about me, and I want to share it. And here it is. You ready? I procrastinate. I procrastinate. Yes. And for some people who are on time for everything, they think, oh my God. And so did I. But that was a part of the story for me. I procrastinate. And I used to think that those were bad words. But this book reminded me of something that resonates on the inside of us. It tells us that our 12 powers are 12 gifts, which is very different than having a power. Because having a power is something we believe happens on the outside of us. Having a gift is something that happens on the inside of us. I want you to hear that. Because sometimes we see it, we hear it, but we don't embody it. We don't take ownership of these things that we know. One of the principles at Unity is to live the truth that you know. And sometimes when I see people not living a truth, I can get judgmental. But what we are missing is that they don't know it. You may have read it, you may have seen it, but you don't know it. Because when you know it, you're like Bird. Nobody gave her permission to stand up and play the drums. Nobody told her what to do. She just wanted to do it because it's on the inside of her. But there will be people that tell her to sit down. There will be people to say, get the kids out because they're too disruptive. There will be people that say, calm down. There are going to be very few people to tell you to embrace what is on the inside. And today I embrace that I procrastinate. But I want you all to hear that because what I did not say is that I'm a procrastinator. I said that I procrastinate, which is a behavior. It is not what I am. It is something that I do, which means it is something that I can change. Come on, walk with me through this. Yes, it is not what I am. It's something that I've done. But guess what? They tell me what procrastination is. People have said, procrastination makes you lazy. I'm not. Procrastination, you don't get things done. That's a lie. I've written chapters and books. I've preached. I've taught. I have 3 degrees. What? I get things done. I've been a single mama for a long time, and now I'm married. Oh, I get it done. Yeah, come on, because procrastination doesn't mean that. And then I had to sit with it, because what we don't have permission to do is sit with what we find is wrong. Because we need to ask the question, why do I procrastinate? But a better question is, what is the benefit? What is the benefit of procrastination? Y'all want to know the benefit for me? And I realized that this morning. It helped me this morning. I procrastinate because I have so many things in my head that I can't decide which one to say. But when I'm crunched for time, I'm going to break it down to 5 things and I'm done, right? When I have 20 minutes, when I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm about to speak, no, I've been preparing all week, just not in the way that people think I should. But I prepare, I read, I listen, I look on the internet, look at my phone. I take in some information, I jot something down. If you look at my notes, it will make no sense to you. But to me, it's perfect because I procrastinate. No longer will I let someone beat me because I procrastinate. I'm glad that there are people who are going to show up and open the church. I'm not that person. Please come before me and make a way because I am not that person. And I am okay with that because there are some of us that are built like that and some of us that are not. And I'm not saying that I won't try to change it. What I'm saying is that I accept it for what it is. And what this teaches us, and you know, when the title of my message came to me, I had been reading this book for months. I've been reading it over and over and over again. And what I didn't see is what he said on the first page. And I've read it several times. And I read it again this morning and underlined it because I was like, oh, yeah, that's what I need. He says, and this is the 12 gifts, How to Use Your 12 Gifts from God by William Warch. And I, again, give Barbie credit for this because she introduced me to this book. It says, you have opened this book and are reading the words on this page as a part of God's divine plan for your spiritual unfoldment. That is the first line in this book. If you are looking at me, I don't care how you came to be here. I don't care if you came to hear somebody sing, play the drums. I don't care if you came to see me. You were supposed to be here right now, even if it's a one and done. Because this is your path. This is the place where you're supposed to be. Now, a lot of us will question, what is the path? What is it? Okay, so this book tells us that you're on it, keep going. You can read it for yourself. You can come to the class. You can do a part of the study. But this book is powerful. And the first gift that it talks about of the 12 is faith. And he tells us that faith is your ability to say yes to God. Years ago, I got a tattoo on my arm in Arabic because it says yes. This little tattoo says yes in another language. And how does this show up for me? I can be pondering a question, walk into a store, and someone will remind me and say, what is this? And usually it's a person who speaks Arabic, like, what is this? You know this? I said, oh, I know this. I don't know your language, but I know this. I said, well, what does this? He says, well, what does it say? I said, you tell me. And he says, Nam, which means yes. And all along before the book came, I was on the path. And I didn't even know it because it's what's on the inside of me. Come on. There are some things on the inside of each and every one of you that you've second guessed, that you have doubted, that somebody told you wasn't the right thing for you. And it's the thing that puts you on your path. Stay on your path. Stay awake to what is alive inside of you, just like Bird. Let's not ever tell her to sit down. Let's not ever tell her that she's being disruptive. Let her use her sticks to play. Because faith is my ability to say yes to God. Another way to say that, if you don't believe in God or a God, you struggle with that word because someone has taken your voice and told you what God is, and you haven't had the courage yet to seek God for yourself. It is my ability to affirm. We know that word well. How many people, because sometimes I listen, when we do affirmations, but don't. You don't say it. You don't open. Because let me tell you something. You will never heal by what I say. You will only heal by what you say. Come on. So if the affirmation is there, you need to say it. That's right. You need to say your affirmations. You need to say your yes. I can't say yes for you, but you can. You can affirm it. That's right. Because you will never get full off of what I eat. You won't. It won't happen. Because I'm going to be full and you're going to be starving, telling me that it doesn't work. It don't work for you because you didn't eat. Come on. Let's do it. Right? And so that's the first thing, the book. Get the book. Because there's so much. I could tell you a million things about this book. But you got to read it for yourself. And if you have any questions or you just want to talk about it, let me know. But one of the things he says about this is the last thing. He says about the gifts is this. We all have them. Each and every one of us. He tells us that faith is our opportunity and our ability to make an invisible God visible. That is your job. To make an invisible God visible. Because God is invisible. Let's be clear. That's why people can tell you what it is and you believe them. Because you haven't seen it for yourself. Well, let's see it for ourselves. For the people who have seen my little stick, right? I love this thing. We have done oneness, right? So listen, come here. This little one, that's mine. Well, she's taller than I am, but. Okay, so we're going to do a demonstration. Hold my hand. Touch my stick. Right? Break the thing. Let's do it again so everybody can be convinced. And it doesn't matter if you do this with one person or 10 people, it works. Right? Thank you. The first time we did this, we did it for oneness. This time we're doing it for invisibility. We're going to show you what is invisible. Now, everybody knows that our heart beats, but that is an invisible thing. You can hear it if you get close enough, but it's still an invisible thing, right? Can we agree on that? It's invisible. Here's my stick, and this is evidence of my heart beating. So the beat, the energy, it's invisible. You see it? Now you don't. Remember this, whenever you doubt it, from this hand to this hand, to make God visible for yourself, put your hands together and close the circle. This is why we pray. This is the prayer pose, because it closes your circle. It enlivens your power. It gives you the connection of oneness. I don't leave anything to chance. It's all in me. This is my power. So if you ever want to wonder about it, hold your own hand. We always looking for somebody else to hold our hand and to enliven us. And when I give hugs, people say, oh, you hug so well. It feels so good. But if you hold your own hands and sit with it, that feels good too. We just don't pay attention to the gifts that are already inside, the spiritual ones and the actual. What I can do with my hands and what my hands can do for me. Don't ever be afraid to hold your own hand. Don't forget it. Always remember. If you want to heal, hold your own hand. You can do it. I double dog dare you to try it. So that is the book. And something else may come. The other thing that I want to talk to you all about is the hero's journey. See, sometimes we're on the path, but we don't know where we're on the path to. But sometimes it's not so important to know what you're on the path to as much as just to know the things that are going to happen along the way. So the hero's journey has 12 steps to the process, right? And Joseph Campbell outlined them all, and there's a really thick book, but I'm going to give you the very, very abbreviated version. The call to adventure, refuse of the call, meeting the mentor, crossing the threshold, test, allies and enemies, the approach, the ordeal, the reward, the road back, the resurrection, and the return. This is what we go through over and over and over again. But what is powerful about it? that if I can go through the steps, even if I don't know where I'm going, I'm still on the right path. If you can recognize these steps, even if you don't know where you're going, you are on the right path. So we have the 12 gifts, and then we have the 12 steps. Come on. We have the 12 gifts. They reside on the inside of you. And then we have the 12 steps that when we're in them, we can participate. So you already know that even if you are on the path and don't know where you're going, stay on it. Deal with the rejection of the call. Deal with the reward, the resurrection, the death, the return. Deal with it because we're going somewhere. But where? But where? Because many of us have gotten off the path. We start something, we get mad with it, we're not good at it, someone near us is better, and we quit. I'm doing what you're doing, your success is better than my success. I quit. Only to find that that thing still resides in me and I start over again because I quit. Stay on the path. But we are going somewhere. We are. And we're going back to where Bird is. And what is that? That is the power to live free. Come on. Yes. The power to live free. Many of us don't. Many of us are in cages. When you get up to sing, you're in a cage because I'm worried about how I'm going to look. When I get up to preach, is my makeup right? Is my lipstick right? Are my clothes right? Is my hair right? Who cares? Listen, if you hear something that's freedom, follow it. We have to stop putting down what's in us to do. Because someone has labeled you and told you, you're not creative. According to this, we are. You don't have a vivid imagination. According to this, we are. We can do this. These 12 gifts, the thing that's different from what he says and what everyone else says about the 12 powers is this thing right here. He says, potential, we've heard this a million times, that people die with their music on the inside. And that is our greatest fear, is that we're going to die with our music on the inside. Come on, I see some head nods. But the truth of the matter is this. The truth of the matter is, if you don't activate, 1, 2, 3, activate. If you don't activate the power, you will die with it inside. You will. Come on, that's what this is. He says, activate your powers. Don't just know them. Don't just know that there are 12 disciples. Don't just go to church. Don't just be here. Activate your power. Say yes. Yes. Say yes to your faith. Yes to your imagination. Yes to your understanding. Yes to your will. Yes to your power. Say yes. Because when you say yes, you activate. And it becomes alive in you. It lives in you. It doesn't have to look like it looks in me. I'm not a singer, but I'm a speaker and a writer and a teacher. And I can do some other stuff. Come on. And I will not be ashamed anymore because I procrastinate. Because one of my gifts is the ability to walk into a room and not have nothing and say something. Come on. I'm activated. Because I'm going to say yes to my good. Yes. My answer will always be yes. Because God's answers are yes. This is the blueprint. He says the blueprint does not exist on the outside. The blueprint is already on the inside. It's already there. And so what you have to do is activate. Each and every one of you, every person that is looking at me has the power to say yes and activate their power to what? Freedom. That's the only thing. I don't know where your freedom is because your freedom is not my freedom. And mine is not yours, but we all are on the same path to the same place, which is freedom. Go ahead. We think it's a destination. It's not. It's not a place, it is you. We talk about being the walking epistle, and yet we're all walking around unactivated. It's up to you, because next time I say somebody, I got a problem, blah, blah, blah. 1, 2, 3, activate. Because until you activate yourself, don't come searching me for your problem, because your story is your story. The Course in Miracles tells us that the problem and the miracle are not separate. They're one and the same. They're already there. If you got the problem, you also got the answer. You just got to get still enough to know. You got to get still enough to know. Still enough to know. My time is running close, and I got one more thing. The name of my talk originates from a movie called The Golden Child. It stars Eddie Murphy, and his name is Chandler Jarrell. And in that movie that was released in 1986, and if you can believe it, grossed $79 million in 1986 when everybody went to the movies. He is a social worker that prides himself on finding lost children. And so someone sees him, hear me when I say it, somebody sees him on TV and identifies him as the chosen one. See, somebody going to see you and identify you as the chosen one. Many are called, but few are chosen. Another way to hear that is many are called, but few answer. Few answer because you don't activate. So we say, no, not me, you. No, me. Call me. I'm ready. Let's go. You want me on your team. Come on, let's go. And in the movie, he goes through all these things, and he is on the hero's journey because he is absolutely a fool. He's a comedic fool in the movie. And he doesn't take it seriously, doesn't take his call seriously. How many of you have been deemed something and don't take it seriously? Right? We reject the call. We right here in the hero's journey. We reject it. The mentor shows up. We reject them. Right? We cross the threshold. We don't even know we're there. We get test allies and enemies. Look it up. There is a clip. And I don't do clips and all this stuff here for a very good reason. Because I want y'all looking at me. I want your attention on what you're hearing, feeling, receiving. Right? So go look it up. We all have cell phones. 8 minutes and 27 seconds. This is the clip where he has to go and acquire the Ajante dagger. Because the Ajante dagger is the tool that he will need to kill the demon, to save the golden child, because he is the chosen one. And he's given direction when he's taken to a Tibetan temple to walk in and get the Ajante dagger. And he's a fool, and he's joking, and he's told, and he's given one thing, and that's a cup of water, 4 ounces. 4 ounces of water. And he's told to go into the Tibetan temple and get the dagger. And he goes, how hard could this be? And the people who know all the difficulties stand back and they say, proceed. He goes in, and it's a floorless cavern with stilts. And he's walking and he's making jokes. But when he gets in, he can hear their voices, but no one can walk beyond the doors but him. Nobody can go with him. He has to go it alone. There's going to be a point in your life when you got to go it alone. You'll have the tools you need, but you're going to have to go all by yourself. He gets into the temple. It's dark. There's candles. There's evidence that people have been there because there's a footbridge. So somebody was in there. But he asked the question, how many people have survived this task? The answer is none. Nobody has made it out from getting the Ajante dagger. He says, keep the water as pure as your heart. He tells the Tibetan monk, the water is not that pure. He says, and neither are you. He keeps walking. He's walking on the floorless tavern. He has the cup of water. He stumbles. And he catches the water because he doesn't want to waste any. Not one drop. He gets to, because he can see his destination. He can see where the dagger is, but there's peril on the way. He gets there after slips and fall. You're going to slip and you're going to fall, but you're still going to get there. And when you get there, you think you know what to do. But sometimes you can know too much. Because we never reach our demise from what we know. We usually reach our demise from what we don't know. And too many of us are walking on a path where we think we know. But you always got to stay curious enough to ask, what is my next move? Not the thing I know, but the thing I don't know. The thing I don't know is the thing that gets me in trouble because I think I do. He's standing in front of the cage, but in front of the cage, there's a fire. And the fire is robust. It is a big fire, not a little one. And he says, well, this is obvious. This is why I had to save the water, because I'm supposed to throw the water. But every time he attempts, the fire rages and says, that ain't what you're supposed to do. He gets frustrated and he says, what am I doing wrong? How many of you are stuck in what are you doing wrong? How many of you are stuck there and been stuck there for 20 years, 30 years? What's wrong with me? You're still asking. You're still asking, what is wrong with me? That is not the question. The question is, what should I do next? He says, again, I followed all the rules. I followed. How many of you are bitter because you followed all the rules and it still didn't turn out the way you wanted it to turn out? Come on. Come on. I followed all the rules. I was a good girl. I was a good guy. I was a good person. And it still didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. I was told it would. But guess what? You have the ability to affirm and say, even though I procrastinate, I'm still going to get to where I'm going. He gets there. He looks around. He figures it out on his own. See, sometimes if you just cut people off, you'll figure it out on your own because it's on the inside. The answer's on the inside. It's nowhere else. It's on the inside. Ask on the inside. Get still, get quiet. Be silent. He says, what am I supposed to do? And then he laughs when he figures it out. Play with it because you'll get there. And he looks at the water and he goes, here's to you. Here's to the demon. I'm going to toast to you. Because when you take a toast, you drink. And that's what he did. And the fire went out. Too many of us are throwing water on other people, telling them what's wrong with them, when you need to drink the water to figure out what's wrong with you. Because once you figure out what's wrong with you, your freedom is right there. Come on. And then you can dance. And then you can sing. And in my church, we shout it out. Come on. For those that don't know the tradition, we shout it out. Because the body keeps the score. And if it's in my mind, it's in my body. And I got to let it go. So I thank you for your time. But I want you to get it. You're on the hero's journey. There's not a destination except freedom. If you're feeling like you're in a prison, your body's telling you what prison you're in. If your voice is not working, if your head is not, if your GI tract, if your back is hurting, your body is telling you that you are not free. Illness is a prison. That's not to say it's your fault. Nobody's blaming you. But what we are saying is, have you trusted yourself? Have you trusted who you are? And with that, I'm going to remind you, you're not the golden child, but you are the chosen one. Activate. And so it is. Activate. Activate.
Thank you, Reverend Alva. That was beautiful and inspiring. Getting ready to meditate right now. We're going to take you into that place with a song. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
As we go into the silence, as we collect our thoughts, as we hold our own hand and make what is invisible visible, embrace it. If we are wondering about this message, about this path, about being here, and this being for you, the answer is yes. And say that inwardly right now. Just say yes. I say yes. I receive. I embrace. I embrace my ability. I embrace my power to be free, to live free, to express myself only in a way that I can. As we enter into the silence, breathe deeply, embracing your yes, not just knowing, not just hearing or saying, but being the yes. Being the yes, being the walking epistle. So I invite you to breathe deeply as we go into the silence. And as you breathe and find your way back to this place, wiggling your toes and your fingers and feeling yourself planted on the earth, remember that it is always your option to embrace your ability to live free. And so it is.
Well, wow, Alva. You have touched our hearts and given us food to carry with us and to help us on our hero's journey. Thank you so much. So our ushers are up here, and it's time for our gifts and love offerings. So if you are physically holding one, I invite you to hold it in your hands as we say our blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving. And more wonderful music.
You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail.
If you know the words, come on, sing along with me.
And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you've never failed, and you won't start now, Jesus. So I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, you are mine.
So I heard that y'all had to sing along with this song before, and like Alva said, I can't make your affirmations for you. I know y'all know this part of the song, or some of y'all know this part of the song, so please make your affirmations for yourself and say yes.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. And take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. My soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours. You are mine.
Ashanti Jordan. And also some love for our guest drummer, James Hanna.
All right, as our offerings approach, we just take a moment and breathe in. And we recognize the gift and the giver are one, and that we send these gifts out with the joy, the peace, the energy that is who we are into the world to make a difference, to help other people activate to saying yes to who they are and transforming our world. And so it is. And I'd like to invite our chaplains to stand up, and those of you who would like to have a wonderful prayer time, please connect with one of these people at the end of the service, or at any time you can put a prayer in our prayer chest over there. We are so blessed with them. We want to acknowledge all those that have been helping this morning, our greeters, our kitchen team, Marcy and Safari, Shari and Carrie are in the back, and our wonderful musicians today, and especially we thank Alva and Ben and Jim. So let's give them our blessing. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are. And we see you doing amazing things. And here are our young people.
We are walking as the light, as the light, as the light. We are walking as the light of God. As the light, 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 as the light of God.
Good morning, Unity. How are we doing? Today we had a kind of a small class. We learned how to make stickers on our own. So they each have some stickers to bring home with them. Autumn taught us about minding our business. And we had a lot of fun. And Ben was a great help with us today. So thank you.
Let's bless our teachers and our children. We love you.
We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. And we see you doing amazing things.
And I'm going to invite you to stand up and join me in the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment